welcome to Consultant's Corner. I'm Rebecca Brizi. This is my corner. I am a consultant. I worked with a client whose constant complaint was employees doing things correctly, doing things in the right way. His latest example was when he had asked an employee to build him a mini project plan. He said, include a budget, include a timeline, include the milestones. And then, telling me this story, he rolled his eyes and said, and of course he did everything wrong, despite my instructions. Well, I looked at what this employee had handed over, and it did actually include a budget. There were numbers with dollar signs. It did include a timeline. There was a beginning, an end, and points in between. It did include key milestones and deadlines. All of that information just happened to be different from the information that my client, the boss, was picturing in his own head. The employee had literally delivered the things that the boss had requested, but the boss had in no way received the thing that he needed, and we're at an impasse. So we did an exercise. This is a small business, it's 7 employees. We got everybody in a room, and I told them to picture the color green. I gave them about 15 seconds to just focus on the color green in their heads. Then I said, get up, move around the room, and point to something that is the color you've been thinking of. Green. Is it this green? Is it this green? Is it this green? Is it this green? All green, all different. And sure enough, 7 people in the room stood up and pointed to 6 different things. Who of those 7 people was wrong? Pause while you can yell answers at the screen here. Ah, yes, you at the back who said nobody was wrong. Well, in that case, who in this scenario was right? Pause once again so you can give answers to the screen. Was everybody right or was nobody right? That's a ridiculous question because the premise is a ridiculous question. What is the color green? The instruction that the boss had been giving was find me the color green. He was picturing one thing in his head and his employee was forming a whole different picture. There was no communication on those details. That boss needs to actually paint the picture for the employee. The easiest way to do that is not necessarily to go through the details of this is what the project plan should look like exactly. It's much simpler to start with this is why we need a project plan. This is how we're going to use it. This is what we need it to do for us. Make sure that you include these elements because we're going to use them in this particular way. Then the employee can use some of their own imagination, but to make sure that they truly are creating the product that the boss is picturing in his head. Instruction requires clarity. Always know that if you are expecting somebody to do something, you formed a picture in your head of what that's going to look like. If you haven't communicated that picture, then you're not going to get what you're expecting. When you're giving the instruction, know what you need to use that thing for and communicate that. Then you will get the thing that you're actually picturing. Set your people up for success, not for failure or frustration, with clear communication. Always share the picture in your head. And if you're not sure how to do that without making every instruction you give 10 pages long, then of course, let me know. Let's talk about how you are managing your internal operations. Take this story with you, think about how you communicate with your employees, how you get information across, and focus on always making that better. And I will see you back here next week at the next video. Bye now.